Current champion heaps praise on Brock Lesnar. Edge shares a heartfelt message with the WWE Universe, and Stephanie McMahon speaks about the WWE creative process. Hello everyone, Jose G here, bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. To stay up to date with all of our content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Current champion heaps praise on Brock Lesnar. NXT Champion Samoa Joe has huge praise for Brock Lesnar, referring to the Beast Incarnate as one of the most incredible athletes he shared the ring with. The two superstars battled each other in singles competition for the first time at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view in 2017 for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar successfully defeated the Samoan submission machine to retain his title. During an exclusive interview with Give Me Sports, Samoa Joe heaped praise on his former rival and mentioned WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle as being among the list of superstars with incredible strength, reflex, and ability. Saying, quote, "For Brock, an incredible athlete. Probably one of the most incredible athletes I've been in the ring with. Kurt being among that pantheon of guys with next level strength and reflex and ability. When he goes out, he wants to be in a fight and wants to be wild and rowdy. I'm more than willing to provide that for him. There's good synchronicity there." End quote. Samoa Joe got to work with Paul Heyman during his feud with Brock Lesnar, as the former ECW boss was serving as the Beast Incarnate's advocate at the time. Joe famously made Heyman pass out in the Coquina Clutch during a segment on an episode of Monday Night Raw in 2017. The NXT champion has revealed that Heyman was the mastermind behind that segment. Samoa Joe made history at NXT TakeOver 36 by dethroning Karrion Kross to become the first ever three-time NXT champion. It completed an incredible turnaround for the Samoan submission machine, as he was initially released by WWE after this year's WrestleMania. Edge shares a heartfelt message with the WWE Universe. If there's anyone who understands how important the WWE Universe is, it's Edge. The Rated R superstar recently made how much the fans mean to him very clear. This morning, Edge responded to an Edge appreciation tweet that thanked him both as his on-screen character and as Adam Copeland for returning to the WWE. It's evident this tweet touched Edge, as he took the time to respond by sharing a very heartfelt message with the entire WWE Universe. Saying, quote, "I really appreciate this, but I appreciate you too. I came back with all of you at the Rumble, then without you in the PC and Thunderdome, and now with you all again. Believe me, it just ain't the same without all of you doing what you do. The audience makes this job what it is. Fun." End quote. Since the return of the WWE Universe this summer, it's hard to argue that anyone has received louder and more consistent reactions than Edge. He even had a special surprise for the WWE Universe at SummerSlam, as he came out with the iconic theme and entrance of The Brood. This throwback referenced a popular stable that featured Edge, Christian, and Gangrel early in their WWE careers. While the direction for Edge following SummerSlam is unknown, it's fair to assume that whatever the company decides to do, fans will stand firmly behind him. With the WWE draft quickly approaching and the star power clearly weighing in the favor of SmackDown, the Rated R superstar could potentially return to Monday Night Raw. Fans will just have to wait and see. Ilja Dragunov on what's next for him after defeating Walter at NXT TakeOver 36. Ilja Dragunov is now the new WWE NXT UK champion and is ready to create his own legacy through his reign as champion by taking things to a whole new level. At NXT TakeOver 36, Walter and Ilja Dragunov locked horns in a violent encounter which saw both men try to break each other's bodies. The 22-minute slugfest took a toll on both competitors. By the end of the bout, their bodies were covered in bruises and scars. Dragunov ultimately locked in a sleeper hold and lifted Walter off the ground, leaving the Austrian no choice but to submit. Speaking with Lucha Libre Online's Michael Morales Torres, Dragunov opened on his match against Walter and discussed his plans as the new reigning NXT UK champion, saying, quote, "The first thing I thought was, you need to get better. As simple as that. This is a very nice happy end to an emotional story, but this is not the end for me. I got to think about what's the next level. I have to be prepared. I want to create my own legacy. What Walter did was outstanding. What a dominant reign. But my reign is going to be another legacy. A legacy with a symbol like I am. A completely non-comparable one. This is something I definitely need to prepare for, and this is the reason why I am already working in my mind the next steps for me." End quote. Walter and Ilja Dragunov have been rivals for a long time, even before they came to WWE. Once they joined the company, the tensions between them only grew. Last October, Dragunov challenged Walter to a match for the NXT UK Championship. In an instant classic, Dragunov took Walter to the limit, but he failed to win the title. The loss took a toll on Dragunov, and he was kept away from the title picture for a while. The two stars remained far from each other for several months until there was no more challengers left for Walter. So the rematch was set between the champion and the competitor who tested him more than anyone else. At NXT TakeOver 36, Dragunov finally conquered his toughest rival in wrestling and won the NXT UK Championship in doing so. Moving forward, he's the man to beat on NXT UK. Stephanie McMahon speaks about the WWE creative process. Chief Brand Officer Stephanie McMahon was recently interviewed by SBJ's Abbakur and looked back on growing up in the wrestling business and becoming the head of creative in WWE. Stephanie McMahon is the face of the authority on screen in WWE, but when she's not playing the evil boss on Raw, Stephanie McMahon is the company's chief brand officer. Stephanie also plays an important role in all of WWE's social initiatives, such as the Be a Star campaign. During the interview, Stephanie McMahon discussed how she was motivated to work in the creative team for WWE. She stated that she always wanted to take on roles that challenged her. The chief brand officer noted that she has always wanted to be a part of the business, and the creative side of wrestling caught her interest. Saying, quote, "Throughout my career, I've taken on new roles that I've never thought I would able to. I was the head of our creative writing team, and when I was first brought into that position, I was one of the writers. And I was told maybe in a couple of years' time, I would become a manager or something like that. I just wanted to be a part of the business. And the head writer quit 2 weeks in, and sink or swim, I was put in charge of this creative writing team. I had no management background. I certainly had no formalized creative writing background." End quote. Stephanie McMahon explained that after college, she started interning for her mom, Linda McMahon, who was then serving as the CEO of the company. Stephanie recalled that during meetings, she would write down her questions on a legal pad and later discuss them with her mother. Stephanie also made it clear that she was inspired by her father, Vince McMahon. She shared the story about how she'd spent 6 months on the road with Vince, and she learned the company's entire creative process during this time. Stephanie emphasized that working with her parents helped her find her passion for creative storytelling. Vince Russo explains the real reason why WWE does not care about TV ratings anymore. Vince Russo touched upon the change in WWE's business model and reduced importance on TV ratings during a recent episode of Writing with Russo with Dr. Chris Featherstone. The former writer believed WWE no longer prioritizes its TV product and that it increases its social media reach was more important than the company's officials. Russo explained that WWE business now revolves about maximizing the social media impressions and said that WWE President Nick Khan probably used the metrics while dealing with major networks and companies. Vince Russo felt WWE's television shows were no longer considered necessary from a business standpoint, and the emphasis was now on increasing value by expanding social media numbers. Russo added that the new approach had hurt the quality of WWE shows. Here's what Vince Russo told Dr. Chris Featherstone on the latest Writing with Russo.
Bro, I don't think the TV show and the ratings, I don't think that's how they're doing business anymore. Bro, they are doing business based on their social media numbers. When Nick Khan is going out, bro, he is hitting them with these billions of impressions. That's where networks and companies want to get on board with you because of the value of your reach across the board. And they're looking at social media, bro, and that's what they're selling. So I don't think, bro, you don't have the importance are the ratings anymore. And if you don't have the importance of the ratings anymore, you don't have the importance of the television show. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to, bro. The television show is not as important to them from a business point of view as it was back then.
That's true.
That's what it is.
Because the ratings were their bread and butter. I mean, there wasn't a digital platform 30 years ago. So I mean, they had the television ratings.
And bro, they know now too. Like they know, bro, content is king. These content providers, they want content, bro, almost like they don't care what it is. I mean, Chris, you and I can look at a lineup of cable shows any day of the week, and we will laugh at least 75% of the shows. They just want content. So if WWE can just keep turning out content and people are going to pay for it because they want content, bro, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It doesn't matter who Becky Lynch comes back and faces. It doesn't matter.
You can watch full episodes of Writing with Russo exclusively on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching today's Sportskeeda Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories and exclusive content, be sure you follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.